Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. Federal investigators probing WWE hush money payments made by Vince McMahon. It's no longer just the WWE Board of Directors looking into Vince McMahon's hush money payments to former female employees alleging abuse, misconduct, and harassment. According to a new Wall Street Journal report, federal prosecutors and the Securities and Exchange Commission are now looking into the payments made by the former WWE chairman and CEO. McMahon announced his resignation to the surprise of many, with sources stating it was the federal investigation that hastened McMahon's decision to retire from all duties, corporate and creative. Yesterday, an 8K filing with the SEC mentioned that WWE may receive in the future regulatory, investigative, and enforcement inquiries, subpoenas, or demands arising from, related to, or in connection with the recent revelation that WWE would have to amend their previous financial reports to include the $14.6 million that McMahon paid to the former employees. WWE noted in the filing that the payments should have been recorded as expenses. Even if McMahon paid the non-disclosure agreements and funded the $14.6 million personally, it was still to WWE's benefit and should be documented in the records. The Wall Street Journal report notes that WWE said McMahon has or will pay all the $14.6 million personally, suggesting some payments have yet to be concluded. McMahon's net worth has increased by $144 million since the news of his retirement broke, as WWE stock rallied behind the fact that McMahon was retiring, with many thinking it could mean a sale is on the horizon. According to the Wall Street Journal, McMahon's behavior could put the company's relationships with advertisers and networks at risk, with WWE's current streaming deal with Hulu coming to an end later this year. McMahon's daughter Stephanie is currently sharing the CEO role with WWE President Nick Khan. According to the 8K filing, the WWE Board of Directors investigation is still ongoing while the federal investigation begins. Numerous law firms are also investigating WWE on behalf of the shareholders over WWE's handling of the study. But the news goes from bad to worse for the former WWE chairman, as in the aftermath of two explosive stories from the Wall Street Journal, other mainstream outlets have reportedly begun fishing into Vince McMahon's past transgressions. In the coming weeks, HBO Real Sports is set to drop a story on McMahon that is said to contain damning details. On Monday's Wrestling Observer Live, Brian Alvarez noted that McMahon's retirement was likely a preemptive move, as WWE was aware of the details in the upcoming stories. Quote, I will say there are rumors that the HBO Real Sports story on Vince, one person used the term damning, and that there may be another Wall Street Journal article coming out this week, Alvarez said. They may have gotten ahead of things with this resignation on Friday. McMahon is currently under investigation by not just WWE's Board of Directors, but as previously mentioned, also federal prosecutors and the Securities and Exchange Commission for a series of payments he made between 2006 and 2022. McMahon announced his shock retirement to the surprise of many this past Friday, tweeting, quote, at 77, time for me to retire. Thank you, WWE Universe. Then, now, forever together. WWE's corporate site followed up with a confirmation afterwards. The odyssey for McMahon started in June when news broke that the WWE Board of Directors had been investigating a series of non-disclosure agreements between McMahon and former female employees. The investigation uncovered numerous payments that totaled more than $12 million over the past 16 years. The reporters at the Wall Street Journal who broke the story recently suggested that there is more that hasn't yet been revealed, and major media outlets are reportedly following up. Despite the initial investigation and the seriousness of the allegations, Vince McMahon continued to appear on WWE television, doing things like reciting the company's motto in the ring and introducing John Cena for the former WWE Champion's 20-year anniversary celebration. Last week on WWE Monday Night Raw, WWE Global Ambassador Titus O'Neil opened up the show with a speech about WWE being a safe haven. Nevertheless, it would appear, despite McMahon's retirement/resignation, more stories are continuing to come out and investigations will continue from multiple parties. So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.